lot of entrepreneurs have this issue. A lot of entrepreneurs are getting all their money from their business and nothing else. So that means if your business goes south, you're done. The first step a person should do in that situation is find other things that they can be involved with, other places to plant money so that if the business fails, they've got a backup. Other ways to diversify, or other problems with diversification when you have a one job. If you are, say, a single parent with one job with one stream of income and you have no backup, you're in a highly risky situation. You think you have security, but where's your security coming from? Oh, I've got job security because I work for Ford and I've been here for 20 years. I don't know if that's secure enough, right? Because we know corporations will drop you off, dump you on the corner, and not care what happens to you. We know the government's wiping out jobs like a Holocaust. And so diversification, let me give you some areas where diversification should be thought about in ways that I don't think people talk about enough, and I think it's very costly for people economically. Number one, if you when you choose who to date, who to marry, whatever, if you pick somebody that can bring something economic to the table, that's a form of diversification. Why? If I lose my income, my wife has income, we can find a way to survive. If you have a family and everybody in the family is pulling their money together and everybody's making money some different kind of way, that's another form of diversification. Saving your money, having savings is important. That's why I tell you to pay yourself first. That's a type of diversification. It protects you in case you have an economic shock or one of those black swan events I talked about. What else? If you're invested in the stock market over here, real estate over here, you got your business going over there, you got your job pulling income over here, you got your side hustle over here, you know, right? Then you've got multiple streams of income, which protects you in case one of the streams ends up going bad. So really, one of the things that's really interesting about Black people is that on average, Black people tend to be very what they call risk averse. We are conservative people. We're not necessarily Republican. A lot of y'all are Democrats, some of y'all are Republicans, some of y'all are independent. I respect all of that, but we're conservative. You know, we don't do like some of that crazy stuff white folks do. We look at it like, how are you gonna get killed? How are you gonna go out and get eaten by a shark? White people don't get eaten by sharks. We don't. Wait, you fell off Mount Everest? Why were you up there in the first place? You know, that's kind of how a lot of us think. Not to say that you shouldn't go swim with the sharks or climb Mount Everest. You should do whatever you want to do, but y'all know how we are, right? We're not really big on the crazy stuff. Or like at the office party. Anybody grow up like with your grandma and your mama told you like if you get a job and everybody gets drunk at the office party, you better not do that. You can't do what they're doing, right? That was how I was raised, right? I was raised to just kind of know you got to be careful because you're Black and they're not. And don't forget that you're Black. Some people forget. Some people say, I'm not Black, I'm OJ. And then next thing you know, they get cooked. And people are like, see, we told you, we warned you, right? So the point is that we are naturally risk averse. We are naturally conservative, which is a good thing. That's something you can build off that. Being conservative is a beautiful principle for building wealth. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest wealth builders in history, is very conservative. You're not going to see Warren Buffett chasing waterfalls. Warren Buffett doesn't chase, fads and trends financially. Warren Buffett was a very conservative. He's always been a very conservative investor. So because conservation protects what you have. Do you understand? So you can build off that. We can become the greatest wealth builders on the planet. We just have to use our conservative nature in an appropriate way. And we have to understand when we're really at risk. And the thing about risk is that sometimes you can think that you are safe and you're not. So you think you're safe because you got a government job, and then Elon Musk comes along with Doge and wipes out the government job. You think you're safe because you're the DEI, the director of DEI at a major university, and then they get rid of their DEI programs, and then you're done. You think you're safe because you had this job for 20 years and you're showing up to work every day on time, but then one day they decide to, the company downsizes or they get bought out or something changes, and then you're done. So what I would say to you is make sure you know when you're at risk and when you're safe. And the only way to really be safe financially is you have to make things like savings and investing like your top priorities. My grandmother was very, very safe financially, even though she never made more than $22,000 a year. My grandmother's behind me, that panther behind me. That's her name is Felicia. That's my grandma. I got to find something that to represent my mother too, because my mama is important for me also. But my grandmother was very safe financially because she had the same conservative values that the elders had before integration came along. I think integration made us drop our guard. We got caught with our pants down.